not responsible for this. The government said, you know what, this is too expensive. You cannot use your cars on Sundays.
It went to that extent.
It went to that extent. But in the winter of 1973, 1974, the oil crisis happened.
Okay.
Oil prices shot up and world trade, as a result of that, almost stopped. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Because all the other companies in the Middle East, Oman, Saudi, Abu Dhabi, Egypt, originally came from the establishment here.
I was actually wondering when I was reading your LinkedIn post, every time you mention our penguins. So I was like, what's a penguin story about?
We refer to each other as penguins, and we talk about our corporate cultures as a penguin culture.
How do you bring your culture on board to your employees? Because I know you speak a lot about employee empowerment.
Own the ownership. As a matter of fact, if you count the 20 tallest buildings in the world, 14 of them we have painted.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bilna Sandeep Show. I'm your host Bilna Sandeep. I'm a chartered surveyor and also the managing director of Built Market Lab, which is a construction-focused marketing agency. Today on the show, we have an amazing guest who is a general manager of Jotun UAE, which is Kjetil. How are you, Kjetil, today? I hope I pronounce your name right. Maybe you can start off by telling your name right.
I'm very happy to be here, Bilna, and the fact that you call me an amazing guest is a bit, you're stretching it. We met 5 minutes ago, so I hope I can live up to your expectations with the way you put the label on me.
I know we just met 5 minutes ago, but what actually brought my attention to you was one day suddenly your profile popped up on LinkedIn and I was like, amazing profile. You are very active on LinkedIn. I don't usually see a lot of construction leaders who has an active personal brand on LinkedIn. So I feel like I've known you for some time seeing all of that. Nice. Would you like to start by introducing a bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm originally Norwegian. I've been in Dubai for 4 years, being the general manager of Jotun UAE.
Nice.
And I've been in Jotun for almost 24 years.
Wow.
And Jotun as such has been in the UAE for 50 years.
Amazing. From the time when UAE actually became an independent country, right?
Yeah,
almost at that time.
Right from the time UAE became a country. And the thing that most people don't know, but Jotun came to UAE for a very specific reason.
Oh, nice.
Because UAE or Dubai wanted to build a dry docks.
Yes.
And Jotun has always, our starting point was marine paints.
Okay.
And when Dubai said, let's build a dry docks, we wanted to cater for ship owners who would be dry docking their paints in Dubai. Now, in the winter, so Jotun decided to build a factory. But in the winter of 1973, 1974, the oil crisis happened.
Okay.
Oil prices shot up and world trade, as a result of that, almost stopped.
Okay.
In my country, gasoline prices shot up and the government said, you know what, this is too expensive. You cannot use your cars on Sundays.
Okay. It went to that extent.
It went to that extent. Okay. And even in Dubai, they realized when world trade stops, ship owners will not need to repair their ships because they're not running.
Okay.
Dubai said, you know what, this shipyard, let's put it on ice for a while. Then Jotun had a brand new factory. What to do?
So by that time, the factory was already open here.
It was
running.
Close to completion.
Okay.
So what did they do? It's an interesting, because it's such a roadblock ahead of you.
Yes.
And what do you do? And one window closes, another one opens.
Yes.
So they decided to go into decorative paints.
Okay.
And as such, they were the first international company that started supplying paint for houses, buildings, indoor, outdoor.
Oh, so was it like the first time Jotun got into the decorative painting industry?
No, not at all. We already did it for many years, and we already had factories in Thailand, and we had in Libya. But the third venture outside Norway was Dubai.
Oh, nice.
So, and being the first into the decorative industry here, that first mover advantage, of course, was a huge lucky streak for us.
Huge thing, right?
I think it's the foundation for being the market leaders in Dubai.
That could be the reason why, like, when I say Jotun, everybody knows Jotun. Like, it's not just even a B2B brand. Even the customers, the end users also know the brand, right? So I think, is that probably the reason that you started first here.
Yeah, we got a head start.
Yes.
So a good start is half finished, right?
Yes.
So definitely it's
which was not even planned.
That's the big point. It wasn't planned. The idea was completely different, but you have to adapt to your environment and make the best out of it. And good for us.
Nice to hear the Jotun story. And what about your story? How did you become part of Jotun and how long? I think you mentioned you've been 24 years, right? So how was that journey like?
Well, I was, after my Masters of International Business, I worked with marketing research and then advertising. And Jotun was the customer of the advertising agency I worked for. And at that time, my wife, she was from the same city where Jotun has its headquarters.
Okay.
So when there was a job opening, we both felt that we should. There was something very attractive about this company.
Very nice.
And that's 24 years ago, and the rest has been fantastic.
So you joined Jotun as a marketing manager, I think,
Correct.
Right? I was just going through your LinkedIn as well. So, I mean, before we bring in guests, we try and dig everywhere and try to find more about you. So something that I was seeing was you joined as a marketing manager and now you're the general manager of UAE. Plus, I think you also take care of other regions as well, right?
I don't.
I don't. Mainly
I am UAE. My boss, he is taking care of the Middle East, India, and Africa.
Oh, nice.
Which is actually the biggest region in Jotun.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of it, again, thanks to the good start in Dubai, because all the other companies in the Middle East, Oman, Saudi, Abu Dhabi, Egypt, originally came from the establishment here.
Oh, nice.
So I'm very, very proud, and that's probably why I enjoy so much talking about
this is your
what
major
we do.
Base here.
Yeah, but why I'm so happy to be in LinkedIn, why I'm so proud of this company is the rich history and the importance of Jotun UAE to Jotun overall.
Oh, nice.
And of course, over these years, the competence, the culture, it makes me extremely proud to be at the helm of our 437 penguins. And
why do you call them penguins? So what's the story behind that?
If you see the Jotun logo, apart from our name, there is a symbol which is actually a merger between the globe and a penguin.
Okay.
And I think the story behind it is that our founder, who founded Jotun almost 100 years ago, it was founded in 1926.
Amazing.
In those days, whale hunting was comme il faut. It was okay. Now, I mean, it's from nobody does that. The Japanese maybe still do it, but generally that's, you don't hunt for whales anymore. But it was a big business in Norway 100 years ago. So our founder, he went on these whale hunting expeditions all the way from Norway at the north of the globe down to Antarctica, where the big whales were living. And which other animals live there? The penguins. The penguins only live in Antarctica and on the south of Africa and I think some parts of Australia. So he saw them. And he saw this creature so beautiful, yet so tough and resistant to weather.
Because to be able to live in that conditions.
Yes. And how intelligent they are. So when they huddle together to survive against the harsh storms, snowstorms and the cold, they take turns being the animal who is on the outskirt of the group, and they walk to the middle, get heated up, walk back out.
Nice.
So they have this amazing ability to survive in harsh weather,
because of their teamwork.
Yes,
right.
Which is a good metaphor for a paint company.
Oh, nice.
Because we have protection. Our slogan is Jotun protects property.
Yes.
So protection part of it, yet beautiful. Nice metaphor for a paint company, we think.
Amazing. So I was actually wondering when I was reading your LinkedIn post, every time you mention our penguins. So I was like, what's a penguin story about? So now I know that story.
Yeah, so we refer to each other as penguins, and we talk about our corporate cultures as a penguin culture. So we learn a lot from, or we draw parallels and enjoy this.
Nice.
This
and now, since you mentioned about the corporate culture, right? How do you bring your culture on board to your employees? Because I know you speak a lot about employee empowerment and things. So how do you make sure, like when someone new comes to your company, how do you tell them about your culture and what's your company procedure or whatever the onboarding of an employee like?
I think it's all rooted in Jotun's values and in Jotun's strategy.
Okay.
So we have 4 values: loyalty, boldness, care, and respect.
Okay, nice.
And it's a family-owned company. So taking care of people and relationships and stakeholders and suppliers and customers and our environment is very crucial to our the way we operate.
So you make sure that everyone who comes into the company is aligned with the values of your company.
Yeah, we talk a lot about engagement, which, and I've read up on this after I became a general manager to understand that the engagement is strong when the employees' vision and ambitions is aligned with the company's vision and ambition. So we really work a lot with that people feel the ownership to their position and their responsibility.
Nice.
Because what is it a job can give you? It can give you a possibility to grow yourself.
Yes.
And as human beings, that's crucial to our well-being.
Amazing.
If we're happy with what we achieve, it gives us a lot of energy and passion. And probably if you're energized at work, you have a lot more to give the people around you, your family and your whoever you care for.
Yes, amazing. I think you were just mentioning about the interview you saw of Jeff Bezos for Amazon, right? About the work-life balance and work-life harmony. Do you want to talk about that as well?
Yeah, he was critical to this term work-life balance. He thought it should be work-life harmony, because balance implies that it should be 50-50 or something. But his point was that it's not about that. It's about if you're happy, energized, passionate about your work, you will have so much more to give to your family, and vice versa. I mean, if you struggle in one of them, it doesn't matter if it's in balance, because it will negatively affect each other. So, and I think also taking it back to Jotun strategy, which one of our strategic pillars is organic growth. Which in Jotun terms means that we grow the company with our penguins. We don't buy companies and try to merge them and integrate them into Jotun. We send out people to establish ourselves in new markets or in new segments.
You start from scratch in each market, more like that?
Yeah, we do use distributors in new markets, but at some point of time we will put penguins on the ground and ask them to do this. Let them take the responsibility. Let them take the challenge to develop themselves. So the whole thing about people being an opportunity, a challenge to grow themselves, that's the whole idea. It's almost like Jotun is almost like a school. It's all about the growth of people. You grow the people, they will grow the company, and it's a fantastic trade or a symbiosis or ecosystem.
You give them the opportunity to grow, and the company also grows with them.
Yeah.
Right. And how do you identify the right leaders to pick and give them the opportunity to grow, or more like, what's that strategy like as a leader? How do you nurture other leaders?
Well, it means that sometimes you value traits, mindset over experience. Yeah.
Experience versus the attitude? Is it
versus
more
attitude, mindset, personal trait? How you're showing this growth mindset and the leadership skills will matter and increasingly as you move up the corporate ladder, it will matter more and more. Your way of handling people, your way of growing people, your way of putting together teams, your way of guiding other people for them to rise to the occasion and for them to take on the challenge and for them to have the ownership.
Very nice.
We have an HSE manager in Jotun UAE. His name is Sachin, and he has a term says own the ownership. That's the only way to really succeed in your job, and to take that responsibility and grow it, and hence, as a result of it, grow yourself.
Nice. And also, as you mentioned about growth, I was looking at your LinkedIn post recently about your new retail outlet. What's that about? It's a new concept that you have launched for Jotun.
True, and thanks to our decorative team owning the ownership, we managed to be the first worldwide to open a shop with a new shop concept.
So what's the concept about?
Yeah, so I'm lucky because I was part of launching the previous one 12 years ago, which has served us really well and has been at least we view it as the best shop concept, the best tool for homeowners and consultants and architects and designers alike to take their dream of a beautiful workspace, living space, holiday space, to actually realize their dreams, because we all have an idea of what we want, but sometimes when you come to a paint shop, it's just about buckets of paints, chemicals.
Yes.
But that's not what it's about. What we are buying is.
Do you actually give them an experience of what it's going to look like?
Yeah. So if you go to these new shops now, I think we have 5 of them in Dubai, and our ambition, of course, is to transform all the shops to this kind of environment.
Nice.
Where, of course, a lot of it is about the choice of the right colors, how to combine them, how to make a nice palette for your living space, and also to choose the right finish.
Yes.
Which is our excuse of bringing technology, because it will look different.
Yes.
It will look different when it's new. It will also look different over time.
Yes.
It has to be beautiful even over time.
Yes.
So if you take a look to one of the new stores, and the first one you opened, it was Gemini in, I think it's actually in Sharjah. I think you'll feel, you don't think you're in a paint shop. You will feel I'm in some kind of decoration studio.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so you have done it with like an experience space.
Very much so.
Nice.
Very much so.
And so which means like if I own a home here and I want to paint, I can walk in and actually get the experience of how the actual colors are going to be like.
True, and you'll find these huge samples.
Okay.
Because normally if you walk into a paint shop, we'll find samples almost the size of a stamp.
Yes, I saw.
But here we're talking about up to
right?
according to Babesh, 3 meters. Yes.
Yes, 3 meter by 3 meter samples.
Yeah, so
it's quite big.
Quite big, and you have them in various sizes. We can't have every color in
that
3
size.
meters.
Yes.
That wouldn't be economically feasible.
Yes.
But yes, it is to enhance the ideas that you bring with you to the shop through the tools there, and also through the shop sales staff whom are trained by us.
Oh, nice. And so what's if we look at Jotun's business model, right? What is it like? Like, do you have, it's all distributors that these experience shops are, or is it actually Jotun's own shops? How is that like?
Jotun doesn't own a single shop worldwide.
It's all distributors.
It's all distributors.
All through distributors.
Yeah,
and what you have is the factories.
We have factories all around the world. We are in 100 countries and 40 factories. And in UAE alone, we have 3 factories.
Oh, nice. That's nice. And which all categories do you serve? What all, you have decorative, and what else you have protective? What all type of paints you have?
Yeah, so we are in decorative paints, which is architectural paints for buildings, outside, inside, both for beautification, but also for protection.
Protection as well.
Then you have, like you rightly said, the protective paints, which is about protecting steel.
Okay.
Used to be protecting steel against corrosion only.
Yes.
But these days, especially in Dubai with all the high-rise, you need to protect the steel structure against fire. So fire-retardant paint is a big business area for us.
Okay.
So you should. There are different standards whether the steel structure should be able to withstand fire within 1 hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours.
Hour rating that you have.
Yeah, it's about time.
Okay.
Because this paint is a fantastic technology. It actually, when it's exposed to heat or fire, it will expand.
Okay.
So it will become from being a relatively thin film of maybe a millimeter or half a millimeter, it will become centimeters thick and protect the steel from melting, because that's what happened to steel when it heated up.
Okay, so it becomes like a thermo covering for 1 hour.
Yes.
Or 2 hours, whatever is the rating that you're providing.
True.
Nice.
And then, so that was decorative, that was protective. Then you have what we started with, which is paint for the big ships.
Nice.
Shipping, which is also still a big business for Jotun. We are still world number 1. Again, interesting with these first mover advantages. That's how we started, and still we are the world number 1, and we've been that for the last 10 years.
Because you were the pioneers, you get that leverage.
I think that's that vision of the founder who saw these ships that was in dire need of protection against, because when you put steel into salty water, it definitely will corrode.
Yes.
So that the whole setup and the whole vision that came from him, it's still a major stronghold of Jotun.
Amazing.
And the last part is one of the newest technology when it comes to paint, which is powder coatings.
Yes.
Which is actually dry paint.
Okay.
Just powder, which is electrostatically applied onto aluminum.
Okay.
Which we see on window frames, fridges.
Even the aluminum cladding.
Yes. So all these things. And it's a very durable technology. It lasts for a long time.
Nice.
But it's very different from wet paint, which all the other 3 areas are.
Okay, so you have different industries that you're actually catering to, residential, to commercial buildings, to marine industries. It's, I think,
to oil
every
refineries,
industry, right?
to oil rigs, to jetties, to airports.
Everywhere.
And if you look at Dubai, which is, for us to be in Dubai, dealing with beautification and aesthetics, it's really the best playground we could ever be in.
Yes.
And its architecture ranks so highly here. So it's extremely inspiring to be a player in this market for us.
Yes, because you have a lot of opportunities.
Yes, and I mean, even the bridges, the flyovers, the highways, the metro, everything is painted.
And everything is very aesthetic also here.
And it has to look good, it has to look new, it has to look fresh, it has to look bright.
Nice.
So,
And I'm sure like a lot of landmark projects would have been also using Jotun as a paint for them, right?
True.
Is there any landmark projects you want to name about?
Well, Dubai Mall, Burj Khalifa, Burj Al Arab, the metro.
You name it, you have it, right?
Well, maybe I don't want to be arrogant, but definitely we take pride in painting iconic buildings. And where else than Dubai is the place to excel in this competition. As a matter of fact, if you count the 20 tallest buildings in the world, 14 of them we have painted.
Wow, that's an amazing statistic.
It is.
Right?
So there's a passion in this game for us,
very nice.
which inspires us a lot and motivates us.
Great. Now that we discuss about different industries, now most of these industries are also moving towards sustainability. Right. So, do you have any special sustainability initiatives at Jotun, or how does that?
Yes, we are also committed to making the world a better place than it is today, a greener place. So we want to halve our CO2 footprint, our carbon emissions. We should cut them by 50% by 2030.
Okay, so you have a vision like that for the company.
Yes, and the most important thing then is our energy consumption. That should be green, renewable energy.
Yes.
So we have said that we want 70% renewable energy by 2030, and that's measured against 2017 as a starting point.
Oh, nice.
So yes, that's very important to us. And also an interesting part about paint is that the main contribution of paint when it comes to our CO2 footprint is actually the durability of it, the longevity of paint.
How many times you have to repaint it? Is it like that?
Because as probably many of the listeners will know, that the whole construction industry, and especially steel and cement, is a huge contributor to the CO2 emissions in our world.
Yes.
So the longer you can make buildings, ships last, the less that will lower the footprint a lot.
So it's like how long you can wait till your next renewal or next painting or next maintenance cycle coming. Is it like that?
Yes, exactly.
That's the durability of the paint.
That's the way it is.
Oh, nice.
Instead of producing everything new.
Nice.
Which is a bit counterintuitive to the logic of Dubai, where new is better and it should look...
there's always new things happening.
Always innovation, new things, more exciting. The competition is so
high.
So high, and so everybody wants to attract you as a user, as a consumer.
Nice.
In addition to that, when it comes to being green, our anti-foulings for ships, making the ships sail through water with less resistance, hence burning less fuel, is a major contributor, because shipping is a big source of carbon emissions.
Yes. So you help them by reducing the fuel that they're using because of the friction element you're reducing for the ships.
Very well explained, Bilna. And now with the new IMO regulations from the International Maritime Organization, there are classes of
paints?
Not of paints, but of ships. How well they, what kind of emissions, what kind of fuel how much they burn.
Okay.
So depending on that, you might not be able to sail into certain harbors. So you might, and there are penalties.
You have to pass those class categories.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, nice. And so it becomes mandatory that they use a certain grade of paint to be under a certain class?
Well, we can help them to achieve better fuel efficiency, less emissions. So they will get their ratings through the use of antifoulings. Maybe we'll go back to the shipping example, where actually these paints save the ship owners.
Yes.
Not just, it doesn't only give them a better green footprint, but actually also it saves them money.
That's amazing.
So
they will automatically come and do that, use that.
If they want their ratings and if they want to save money, yes, they will.
Amazing.
Of course, ship owners have different strategies of making money. Not everyone will do it that way, but we give them the option.
Nice. And now, as coming back to your role as a leader for the company, right? How do you come up with new ideas and how the growth plans? How is that like?
I'm lucky to have a fantastic team around me, which again fuels my passion, and passion again will get your brain into overboost and ideas will come.
Yes.
But I've learned from my own personal, way of doing it, I've learned that exercise is having a twofold positive effect on me, that it reduces stress.
Yes.
And at the same time, if you have any problems, ideas will come. So whether it's to solve a problem or to tap into an opportunity, that's where I feel that the brain is on overboost, and almost without fault, new ideas will come.
Nice.
But that's just my ideas. I mean, the main source of ideas in the company is to let people take responsibility for their area and let them develop it.
Nice.
So much less instructions and telling them, let
Mostly
it be clear that
come with the ideas themselves.
You are responsible for this.
Nice.
I would not expect, but I would be much happier if you come to me and say, I want to do this.
Okay, so there's a lot of innovations that come from people's side.
Yes.
Nice.
I mean, it's much better to have, and it goes for the whole organization, every way,
employee,
even to the operators in the factory.
Okay.
A lot of our innovation and improvement projects are driven through so the people that are wearing the shoe is where they are the ones that feel where it hurts.
Yes.
So they will automatically, if you let them feel that, I'm of value, I'm being listened to, they want my ideas.
Yes.
So that whole continuous improvement process in the company is run with everyone on board.
Okay.
And we actually have something which I thought this is more suited for an advertising agency. We have an ideation room, which is set up specifically for whenever there's a problem, come to this room. It's very colorful and it's very structured with targets, strategies, and a wall which is set up just to explore your ideas through a structured process to take it from an idea to actually a solution we can do something about. And this is generated by the operations team themselves. It's not something, it doesn't come from corporate, it doesn't come from a region.
Yes.
It's because of people feel the ownership to what they are responsible for, and organization which says, that's a good idea, let's try it, let's do that, let's build this room.
Nice. So I think just the idea to build an ideation room itself is a huge idea, because the moment you name it as an ideation room, then everybody know, I can go there and put forward my ideas. So it's more like welcoming everybody to come up with their ideas. Right?
True.
It's more of and how long have you been having an ideation room?
It's not old, it's a year or two.
Oh, nice.
But I strongly believe in this let decisions be taken closer to where the challenge is.
Okay.
You can't expect people in the high corporate circles to solve problems, which is very far away.
Yes.
And much closer to the market or the customers or where the action happens.
So you empower them to take the decisions and come up with ideas for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure I empower them, but I let them take the responsibility. So it's not so much about delegation as to let people understand that this is your responsibility. Show me, you can.
Okay, nice. Now, as a leader, what is the biggest challenge you face In general, it can be overall in a market, or what's the biggest challenge you have as a leader?
That was a very good question. I must say, before I answer it, that
Yes.
the team in Jotun UAE, I feel super blessed to work with such people, and
Nice.
especially because of the ownership and the energy that arises from it, and the passion people show, and the extra mile they go to
Nice.
be in charge of and solve their whatever they have. So my challenge is, I'm not sure how to answer that actually.
Okay. Do you want to skip it?
We have in the company, we have taken measures of ensuring that, listening to Henry Ford,
Okay.
and in a lot of my presentations I will show a picture of this man, and
You're
few
very
people,
inspired by him.
yeah, but very few people do they know who he was. At least not
Okay.
by his photos, they don't know who he was.
Okay.
And he said, whether you think you can or you think you can't,
Okay.
you're right.
Okay.
So we work a lot with people's mindsets.
Oh, nice.
And this
nice.
is tapping back to Jotun's value of boldness.
Nice.
That if you think you can, you're right, you can. So try.
Yes.
Yeah, so which has taken us miles when it comes to developing, reaching our targets
Nice.
and staying and having a healthy competition with other Jotun units, which we
Okay.
enjoy a lot.
Oh, that's nice. So you have you compare the numbers of each country or something of that sort?
I do.
Oh, nice.
And I inspire my team to do, because I think
Okay.
it's competition fosters innovation.
Yes.
And we all
and it's
enjoy
a healthy competition.
It's healthy. It's fun to win.
Yes.
It's fun to celebrate. So why shouldn't we?
Yes.
So we can, in a way, we have taken it in two ways. We've looking at our own performance over the last 10 years and
Okay.
discussing, so where should we be? Should we be on our 10-year average? Should we actually, why
Go
shouldn't we be
higher.
better than, if we were better than this 10 years ago, when and where and who? If not now, if not me, if not
Yes.
here, when shouldn't we be the best version of ourselves?
Oh, nice.
Isn't that,
Yes.
you are more than
Always.
capable of being
Yes.
that, why shouldn't you?
Exactly.
And people do rise to the occasion a lot.
Okay.
And it
I
makes,
think those numbers motivate your team as well.
yeah, we do. It does. So we have developed campaigns over the last 3 years. And actually this year in the Jotun world overall, we were awarded the best change campaign
Oh, nice.
in Jotun.
Oh, nice.
Thanks to especially the work. And what's interesting is that HR takes responsibility for people's engagement, for
Okay.
people's mindset.
Okay,
I think
so what
that's-
kind of campaign was that?
Well, it started 3 years ago with something we call Let's Play to Our Strengths.
Okay.
And that was all about making people understand. Because you think that when you are in the marketplace, you will think that, oh, I'm just the same as everybody else here.
Okay.
My competition and I, we deliver the same products, we deliver it in the same way.
Yes.
With the same, so we should only ask the same prices, and we can only go.
Go above it or
Yeah, we cannot go about it. But
Okay.
we made people understand that what Jotun delivers in very many aspects of the augmented product is premium.
okay.
And if you want to deliver premium quality in our on time
Okay.
and full deliveries, our technical service, our specification help, our brand, our shop concepts, our
Okay.
colors, all these things, it's not free to develop
Yes.
it.
Yes.
So if you want to give the market a premium experience and only charge an economy level price,
then it doesn't work.
it
that
doesn't
way.
work. We
Yes.
can't do that.
Yes.
So that whole boldness to actually ask people to go out and be bold and say, you know what, I need to increase my prices to you
Nice.
because we deliver you a premium service, premium product, premium experience.
Okay. Now speaking about the competition, right? Like you were the pioneers in this market. You started off the decorative painting industry as your factory here. But now over the years, a lot of new companies would have come. So how do you make sure you're you are still the top of the game? How do you guys do that?
We spend a lot of money on innovation and R&D.
Nice.
And that's again fostered by healthy competition. And I think we are very happy to have competition.
Yes.
It makes us better. It makes
Okay.
us strive for something that we have to be better than we were.
Every day you keep improving yourself.
Yeah, it's a very methodical.
motivation to
It's a
improve.
very methodical work in Jotun to develop innovations,
Yes.
both when it comes to technical innovations, meaning paint, but even service innovations like our shop concept.
Yes.
And how we make sure our quality is consistent, that is delivered in time, that we understand our customers' need. And you can imagine for example, in a complex project like when they built Burj Khalifa,
yes,
right from the developer to the consultants, the designers, the architects, to the main contractor,
yes,
to the applicator, you have to satisfy all these stakeholders
yes,
in order to win a project and do it in a way that satisfies these
all
target
of them,
groups.
yes,
So definitely it keeps us on our toes.
yes,
And that experience from the Dubai market, we call it advanced project group, where you actually need to take care of all of these stakeholders.
okay,
That's become best practice in Jotun. It's now been exported to all our markets.
nice,
And it was originally thought of in Dubai, thanks to the complexity of the projects and the
Nice.
competition.
yes. And I think all the new kind of projects come up here first in Dubai. A lot of innovative projects come here, right?
Extremely fun to be in a
Yes.
marketplace where the innovation on the customer side is so strong.
And then you have to run up to it and make sure that you meet their requirements.
Exactly.
Right. When it comes to yourself, I know you had started off as a marketing person, you mentioned, right? Now, as a leader and as a general manager, what all principles of marketing side do you still implement as a GM right now?
For me, I built my toolbox, and everybody has to have a toolbox.
Okay.
And I often say it to young people when they come into their first jobs that I really hope you start building your toolbox from this job, that it gives you a set of things that you master, which you can use later. And for me, marketing research, especially this part of gaining insight into different target group, understanding target group and making sure your offering is close to what they actually need, and being able to describe their needs and tap into it and put it into words so you can explain it to someone else is probably one of the best parts of my toolbox.
Very nice. So that toolbox came from your marketing background
Yes,
years ago.
It did.
Nice. Do you also come up with your Jotun's overall marketing strategies, right? Do you also come up with them based on your marketing knowledge? How is that like,
My previous job was being vice president of marketing for the decorative segment worldwide.
Nice.
So I got to apply my toolbox a lot.
Nice.
Now,
you come up with campaigns, everything from there.
and even the strategy for how to deal with the project market or with our dealers was a fantastic growth for me to be part of a team which developed that together with our regional marketing directors and also the group executive vice president of our decorative segment.
Nice.
But point was, now that I'm a general manager, I have to step back.
Okay.
Because if I started running the marketing department, I would not be
Then
true.
What would the marketing department
I would not be true
right?
to my
Yes.
belief that the ownership for their job needs to lie with them.
Yes.
So I can always challenge them and explain where I think we should go, but I need to step back.
Nice.
So I definitely still have the toolbox with me,
Okay.
but I've taken on trying to develop a new toolbox when it comes to leadership and how to
I think
make
each
people
role
grow.
you develop your own toolbox for that role.
Yeah, there's a saying in Norwegian that whoever God gives responsibility, he will also give them the wisdom to do
run
it.
that responsibility.
So if you have at least a slightly belief in that, then
Nice.
yeah, it will come to you.
It will come to you.
Yeah, if you dare to take the challenge.
Very nice. And now coming back to your LinkedIn and how active you are on social platforms, right? What is your advice to other CEOs and other GMs and other leaders in the construction? Like, has it helped you in any way being on social media?
Yeah, I feel I've been daring to show my passion.
Yes.
And it all stems from the pride I get from the amazing team of Jotun UAE. So I've dared to be myself to a larger extent than I was before in LinkedIn, and trying to show it's just a result of my engagement in my job.
Does it also help you get closer to your own employees, like, because it is easier for you to convey your vision to the whole team? Have you ever felt that as well?
I have gotten feedback that they see the same what I am in LinkedIn. I'm also with them and
as a real person, right? That's nice. And does it also help you, Jotun, to attract the right talent to your team? Because you're setting a good example for those who are watching you from outside as well.
A lot of people will send me messages on LinkedIn and asking to get a job, and I answer all of them. I do that with a more or less standardized answer, but it's tailor-made, dear whoever that person is.
You give them the email ID or to apply or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. I tell them to check with our vacancies in Jotun. Everything is listed there. But I also said if you want an operator job with us, then you can actually send an email to a specific person.
Oh, nice.
So, and I think it seems like that's much appreciated. But I feel that if someone sends you an email, you should, especially the people that actually are reaching out and would like to work with us, you should treat them decently.
Very nice. I think very less people think of it that way, because most people, they just discard, some emails are coming. But you are actually taking that step to make sure the person who's taken the time to reach out, you're valuing their time as well as that.
I have had the time to do that, and even suppliers who try to sell something, I'll direct them to the relevant department who can evaluate, is this something I want to follow up or not? Because 95% of the time it's not my responsibility to judge a supplier for this or that.
Before we close off and wind off the session, do you have any particular advice that you want to give to budding leaders in the construction industry who's going to be the leaders of the future?
I think it's tap into the if you own if you have that ownership to your role and feel that, and if it's energizing enough, that will enable you to tackle the challenge. But how to find that ownership, pride, energy, passion, that I'm not sure how it comes to you, but once it's there, you never want to let go of it. So how to align yourself so it comes to you, well, that's probably the difficult part if you haven't got it.
Nice. Amazing. Thank you so much for your time with us today, and I'm so happy to have you on board. And thanks to all our listeners. If you want to know more about him and Jotun Company, we'll be leaving all the links in the description of this video, so you can follow Jotun, you can follow Kjetil, and all of this can be done. Thank you so much, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and also comment who you would like to see as a guest on our next episodes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much too. It was amazing to be part of this super nice conversation.
Amazing.